We strive to work toward net zero, but varying carbon standards, information gaps, scattered data, error-prone processes prevent enterprises from strengthening their ESG initiatives. If you are looking for an efficient, easy-to-use solution that also meets international standards, GreenSwift is your key to ESG success. Powered by generative AI, GreenSwift simplifies carbon data collection, analysis, and reporting, making your ESG efforts simple, visible, and impactful. In this video, we'll walk you through GreenSwift. It is a carbon management platform designed for enterprise carbon data collection and analysis. On the login page, you will find two role options at the top: Consultant and Organization. Consultants can access the data, inventory status, and details of the organizations they work with. They can also make real-time edits and provide guidance on the inventory process. Organizations, on the other hand, can enter carbon inventory data based on their organizational boundaries. Once the data entry is completed, the system automatically calculates and generates customized reports as needed. After logging in, you will see a feature menu on the left. In the top right corner, you will find Role and Logout. The feature menu includes company data entry, inventory management, dashboard, and personal data management. You can also manage account and permission here. Account activity is tracked and can be viewed as well. On the dashboard, inventory data is shown in charts, covering total emissions of the 7 greenhouse gases across the entire facility. Scope 1. Greenhouse gas emission statistics. Greenhouse gas category. Scope 1 emission by types. Greenhouse gas data ranking. For each chart, click the green icon in the top right corner to view data shown in statistical tables. Inventory management is where users enter GHG inventory data. Below is the completed inventory data. Now we'll demonstrate how to enter inventory data. Click Create. You will then be directed to this page. You can select which inventory year you want to work on. Specify the reason, whether it's self-inventory or lawful declaration. For the standard basis, the available options include ISO 14064-1 2018. The GHG protocol will soon be included in the updated version of GreenSwift. Users can select the emission standards that best fits their goals. For GWP version, you can choose between AR5 or AR6 versions. Opt for set as base year if you want this version to be compared against other datasets as a metric to measure GHG emission reduction. Whether the data is verified by a third party, enter the name of verification agent if available. Here you will find the significance threshold, materiality threshold, exclusion threshold, and there's a default value shown in the box. This is customizable and can be changed accordingly. After entering the inventory data, you'll be directed to organizational boundaries. Click Add Place to include facility, or select Existing Place. The data will be brought over automatically. Now, we'll show you how to add a new place. Enter place name and select boundary setting. Specify whether the consolidation is based on control or choose based on equity share if the shareholding ratios vary. Enter the organization's address. Enter the registered factory address if available. Enter control number and factory registration number accordingly. Fill out the contact information. Upload the aerial photo of the geographic boundary. You can use the Google Maps screenshot instead. It will be included in the report. Click Update. You will be directed to Identification of Emission Sources. Click Add. Select the iron and steel industry as an example. Category 1 refers to direct emissions from owned or controlled sources, such as boilers, generators, company vehicles, etc. Category 2 covers indirect emissions from the generation of purchased energy, like electricity and steam. Category 3 includes all other indirect emissions within an organization's value chain, including good delivery throughout the value chain, upstream and downstream emissions, as well as employee commuting. Category 4 focuses on the emission reduction that occurs outside of a product's life cycle or value chain, but as a result of using that product, such as upstream procurement and waste management. The emission source type varies depending on the chosen category. If select Category 1, the combustion covers stationary, mobile, industrial, and fugitive emissions. If select Category 2, you will see different options like electricity from power company, independent power producer, cogeneration, green power, purchased steam, etc. In this demo, we use company vehicles as an example for the registration. First, specify the scope. Here we opt for Category 1. Then select Mobile Combustion. For sources, choose car gasoline. Select raw fuel materials and automotive gasoline. Specify whether it's biomass or steam electricity symbiosis. Then upload a photo of the company vehicle as a supporting document. Once you complete the emission data entry, click Confirm. The data will be shown here. The same works for Category 2. Just fill in the fields accordingly. Now let's register activity data based on emission sources. As we can see in status, unregistered data will be labeled as not registered. Click this icon to start registering. Since we're entering data for mobile combustion, select liter as a unit of measurement. Specify measurement method. Set year as the calculation cycle. If the activity data doesn't come with invoices or billing statements, select not calibrated or not consolidated. In the fields of activity data, enter the total consumption of gasoline over the year. Here we assume a total consumption of 600 liters. You can provide supporting documents by uploading files. Once completed, the status will be labeled as registered. Do the same for the data entry of electricity usage. Here's a quick demo of how you do it. After entering all emission sources, click Emissions Calculation. The system will run the emission calculation of each sources, add them up, and show the total emission below. Click the arrow icon for more details about the emissions. You can change the calculation coefficient here. Click the icon to go to Change Calculation. In the field of Custom Emission Coefficient, enter 0.6676, which is the emission coefficient set by the Vietnamese government. You can add description here and upload supporting documents. Click Confirm. Each and total emissions will be updated right away according to the changes you just made. Once completed, click Return to go back to the previous page. You will find the inventory data you created on this list. Click the icon on the right to view details or modify the data. Click the icon that says Report. Then click Add Report File. It takes a few seconds to auto-compile the report. The report is generated using trained data models. Users will only have to enter data as required, and the system will do the rest of it. Based on the input data, the content is structured, organized, and laid out in a predefined way that fits into each chapter in the report. This way, reporting becomes simpler and more efficient. It will show up here when done. You can click Edit to modify the details in the report as it is editable. Confirm that everything in the report is correct. You can choose to save or release the final version. Once the final version is ready, you can then download the report. That's how you can use GreenSwift to track and measure your emissions. If you have any questions or need support, feel free to reach out to us.